It seems nowadays that we can't say what we and mean what we say. Let's talk about it. Hey, 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 Charisma here. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about some trending stories in the news about, when you say something, especially as a celebrity. There a few celebrities got in trouble this week and last week for saying things that they really felt. And then after the woke mob came after them, they sort of backtracked. Neo, in this article, it says, doesn't understand parents who let kids make a life changing decision about their gender identity. So, Neo is in hot water. It says that the Grammy winning musician Neo is voicing his thoughts about kids these days. And in my opinion, I think we're all entitled to be able to voice our opinion, but not according to the woke mob. So, in an interview with Gloria Velis for Vlad TV, the so called singer and father of 7 questioned whether minors should be allowed to receive gender affirming care. He says, I have no problem with LGBT. I have no problem with nobody, okay? Love who you love, do what you do. Neo prefaced his stance. I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman. And there was 2 genders. And that's about how I rocked. He continued, you can identify as a goldfish if you feel like. I don't care. That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game. I'm not going to call you a goldfish, but you want to be a goldfish? You be a goldfish. So in his interview, he continued when talking more about parenthood. He says, I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is. If your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, and you just let him rock like that. Neo continued, if you let this 5-year-old little boy eat candy all day, he's going to do that. Like, when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life changing decision for themselves? When did this happen? Like, I don't understand. Later, the singer added, he can't drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex. Messed up, isn't it? So I'll let you listen in his own words what he shared on this interview that he's gotten into hot sauce for, or hot water, I should say. So here is Neo in his own words.
I have no issue with the LBGT. I have no problem with with nobody. Okay,
Right.
love who you love, do what you do.
Exactly.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but 2 genders, and that's just how I rocked.
Me
Now,
too.
you could identify as a goldfish if you feel.
Right.
I don't care.
agree.
That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not gonna call you a
Right.
goldfish, but you want to be a
Exactly.
goldfish, you go be a goldfish. It's all good.
Amen.
I mean,
Well said.
it's just, we live in a weird time, man. We do. We live in a time where a person will have a mental breakdown in front of their camera.
Right.
Wait, let me wipe balance. No, it's right.
That's crazy, right?
What the hell is that? Like, if you are of sound mind enough to find the light,
Right.
and then break down,
Exactly.
ain't nothing wrong with you.
Right.
Man,
No, there is something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with you.
Right.
There ain't nothing wrong with you. Like, man.
Right.
I don't know.
You're adding to it. It's not how we deal with life.
Yeah,
and a lot of people want pity, self-pity.
I
don't like that.
That was one thing that was not allowed in the house that I grew up in. It's like, okay, get your cry out,
Right.
give that its moment. But once it's done, keep moving.
That's right.
We're not going to sit and dwell in sorrow. We're not going to sit and dwell in anger. We're going to give those emotions the moment that they deserve. We're going to respect those emotions. But then we're going to get up and continue moving, because it's not about the fall. You can fall 1,000,000 times. You get up 1,000,001. That's the way I was raised.
Me too.
Yeah, like, all right, that hurt. Go ahead, cry.
Now they pamper. Oh my God. And
trigger warnings. What the
right.
hell is a trigger warning?
Yes, exactly.
It's just when I
it
just
is
don't know
weird
when
times.
the world became so sensitive. Like comedians can't tell jokes no more.
No.
Like, everybody's offended. It's a joke. It's
right.
a comedian.
right.
It's a joke. You're not supposed to take it serious. It's a joke.
Right.
His literal job is to joke
about everyone.
About everyone
right.
and everything. And people want to get offended and like, don't say that. That's triggering. Oh my God. You know what?
Yeah.
Sit in your house by yourself.
Exactly.
It annoys me.
I mean, anything can trigger you. A light can trigger you. A smell can trigger you. So, I mean, we got to walk on eggshells. Well, that's what they want us to.
That's what they want us to do.
But
my generation, there were no trigger warnings. Okay, you got up and you kept moving. That's kind of what it has to be.
We was kicked outside. We would come inside before the lights go down.
Exactly.
If we got bumps and bruises, we just washed it off with the hose outside.
Yeah, it was good. Come on, man.
It's totally different.
We need to get back to them days. I feel like I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is.
Amen.
It's like, okay,
lost control.
If your little boy comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," and you just let him rock with that,
right.
He's 5.
Right. And where did he get that from?
If you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that.
Exactly.
Like, when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves?
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. I don't get that.
And to medicate these young kids that are 5, 6, growing up and knowing that it affects their brain, it affects their organs, it makes them sick, but they're not allowed to do drugs, they're not allowed to do alcohol.
Right.
We can medicate them.
He can't drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex.
Right. Right. What sexual orientation, and he can cut up his pee-pee, and that, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever.
And I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that they either passed or are trying to pass a law in LA that states if your child comes to you and asks to do some of these things and you say no, they can take your kid from you.
Yeah, that's true. Just passed in California.
That makes no sense.
They want us to have no control over our children.
I don't get it.
In schools,
I don't get it.
Hospitals, libraries.
Yeah.
They just want to manipulate. You got to understand, when they're so young and they're already, that's
impressionable.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And from them, they're going to believe what you say. I mean, we say Santa Claus is real, the Easter Bunny.
Believe it. Like,
right, exactly.
Like,
they know what they're doing.
Remember who you're dealing with. Like, I can't take credit for it, but I heard somebody say one time, it's like, all right, if your son comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," ask your son, "Son, what is a girl?"
That's a good one.
What is he going to do? He's going to say, well, he might want to play with dolls. All right, you want to play with dolls? Fine, play with dolls.
Right.
But you're a boy.
Right.
Playing with dolls.
That's
I
right.
want to wear pink. All right, cool. Wear pink, but you're a boy.
That's right.
Wearing pink.
I was a town boy. I still love boy sneakers and I love my baseball cap. Doesn't mean I want to be a man.
Right.
I just like
style preference is one thing.
Right.
Gender selection is
but
a
I like
whole
playing
other
sports too. Doesn't mean that I should become a boy.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So yeah, I'm glad we touched
on
on
that.
that. We totally went off topic, but I love it.
He's speaking a lot of truth here. With this whole gender identity transitioning, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He is speaking a lot of truth, and he got in trouble for it. He got in trouble for saying that what happened to parents being parents? Why are we letting children make a life-changing decision when it comes to something that's going to harm them, that's going to affect them for the rest of their life? So he got in trouble with the woke mob. We heard it in his own words. And then there was an apology issued on his Twitter. And it says here, "After much reflection, I'd like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity. I've always been an advocate for love and inclusivity in the LGBTQ plus community. So I understand how my comments could have could have been interpreted as insensitive and offensive. Gender identity is nuanced, and I can honestly admit that I plan to better educate myself on the topic so I can approach further conversations with more empathy. At the end of the day, I lead with love and support. Everyone's freedom of expression and the pursuit of happiness. So that was his supposedly apology. And everyone was, well, a lot of people were like, why is he apologizing? This is how he feels. This is his opinion. Like, we don't all have to agree on the same things. We are all entitled. Why are we being forced by the woke mob to stand in solidarity with something that we don't believe in? So quite a few people were were questioning why is he apologizing? If you believe this to be true for yourself, why are you not standing on your word, right? And lo and behold, he issued a video on his Instagram. And I'm going to let him share that in his own words, what he had to say. And he is like, it was quite a sort of a 360-degree take on what he had to say originally. Well, sort of in contrast to the apology that he had. And I will share that with you if I can find it. Okay, so here we go. So so you see, this is the apology. And then later on, he goes ahead and he issues another statement on his Instagram. Let's see what he has to say. Okay. Oh, sorry, this sound. Refresh that. Okay, so this is not showing the right one. One momento. Let me share the right screen. Here we go. All right.
About what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls. Okay, that's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely
Right?
entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel.
Exactly.
I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question. Okay. I have no beef with the LBGTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Neo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love everybody. Live how you want to live, love how you want to love, but your opinion is yours. Speak your opinion as much as you damn well feel like it. Because as I said, they're not important, they're not special. Everybody got one, and you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to mine. All right. Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. Have a great day. It's Neo. Peace and love.
Wow. Amazing. So there you have it. He's not apologizing for what he said. He's saying that, this is what he believes in. And we are in a place in society today that you can't say what you truly believe, and you can't have an opinion that's in contrast or opposite to the woke mob or to the the transgenderism agenda. It's crazy to me. How did we get here? And it's very scary. God knows where we'll end up in the next 2 to 3, even 5 years. Where is this society heading? Moving on, I want to share with you. Um, this one is controversial. You know, when I was growing up, I was raised not to put your hands on anyone unless you're prepared for what they're going to give back to you, right? And it seems that modern women today, they feel that they can do whatever they want. They can assault a man. They can lie on a man that he did this to them. He raped them. He did all of these things. And they have no accountability, no responsibility for the lies or the accusations or the abuse that they put on men. Now, let me preface this to say, there are legit cases where men abuse women. That's not a given, and that's not up for discussion. What I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about is when women, especially modern women, who think that the world owes them everything and that they're entitled and that they believe that they can do all the wrong and they don't have to have any accountability and they don't have to be responsible for their actions. They get away with it. So in um, this next story I'm going to share with you, I want to hear your opinion on the situation. So I'm going to share that with you right now. So there she is. She slaps him and he pushes her into the water. Right? Let's look at that again. Oh dear, let me play this again. The volume is off.
Nigga. Oh shit, what you doing? Bro, what? Give me your phone.
Okay, if it's a volume on this time.
You always being so fucking
She wants to see his phone. He refuses. She slaps him.
Nigga. Oh shit, what you doing?
Pushes her in the water.
Give me your phone.
Watch it again.
Give me your phone.
Give me your phone.
You always being so fucking
Give me your phone. Slap. Pushes her in the water.
Nigga. Oh shit, what you doing? Bro, what? Give me your phone.
What's your opinion about this? Now, let me say that in no way I advocate violence in any way. A man shouldn't hit a woman and a woman shouldn't hit a man, period, at point blank. However, in a situation like this, where she's demanding his phone for whatever reason, maybe there's some trust issues, whatever is going on, we don't know. We just see from the point when she's like, give me your phone, and he refuses to give the phone. He's a man. So the way she's going on is she's berating him. If you don't trust the man, if you think he's cheating or he's texting someone you shouldn't be talking to, why are you with him? You shouldn't have to demand his phone from him, a man, okay, because you don't trust him. And then when he refuses to give you the phone, you slap him. And you think it's okay to slap him because you're a woman? No, it's not okay. Now, some men may have had the gumption or the discipline to walk away, but he thought best. And I can understand why he didn't walk away, because based on her reaction and her behavior, she would have come after him. She would have been walking behind him, maybe grabbed him from behind, pushed him, done some other thing to him, hit him in his head or something. So his reaction was to push her into the water. push her into the pond. Maybe this was best for her to cool off. And in a way, it created distance between the two of them. So a lot of people may say, well, he should not have responded that way. I understand that, but at the same time, I understand what he did. And some of the some of the reaction to it, some of the questions, I should say, or comments were, as long as she can swim, she's good. Someone says, she hit him first, so yes, no one should ever hit a person. If you do, be prepared for the consequences of your actions. This is just what I just said. If you're going to put your hand on someone, you better be prepared that if they retaliate and react to your punch or your slap, you better be prepared to hold whatever that person is going to give. Whether or not it's right or wrong for a man to hit a woman, it's wrong for a woman to hit a man. Unless you're defending yourself. A man tries to attack you or something, it's like self-defense. That's totally different. This is not self-defense. She slapped the guy, slapped him because he refused to give her his phone. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Was he wrong for pushing her into the water? Or he was justified? I want to hear your thoughts on that. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. And finally, wrapping up today's episode, I want to jump into something that's been going on in the media. We've seen an escalation of divorces over the summer. And according to Fox News, Kevin Costner, Ariana Grande, Sofia Vergara face divorce. Experts reveal why celeb splits dominate summer. So let's hear what they have to say. Well, I'll read it to you. So Kevin Costner's divorce with ex Christina Baumgartner is one of the many splits to send shockwaves from Hollywood this summer. From Sophia and Joe Manganiello to Reese Witherspoon and Jim Soth and the Bear star Jeremy Allen White and Addison Timlin, celebrity divorce lawyers share insight as to what could potentially be fueling the fires behind this season's relationship splits. Now it says that in general, the celebrity lawyer, in general, he has seen a recent increase in gray divorces, while another expert admits that the rise in summer separations might have something to do when stars feel comfortable to endure the scrutiny or have children endure it. So in other words, the children are grown. They've probably been, this divorce has been festering for years. And now they feel that they're at a point where the children are at a mature level that they can help, that they can handle the parents going their separate ways. So it says there's no doubt that the strikes are adding to the tension in their households. Daily life has been interrupted. Ward told Fox Daily News, combined with these financial pressures and individuals suddenly sharing a considerably high amount of time together, all of these will increase the tension and can often lead to high divorce rates. People are out of work. They don't know when they're going back to work, which causes tension, and they aren't being paid. Ward says being stuck at home with less money coming in can expose a lot of problems. Our normal daily routines can help distract us from our problems. But if these routines are interrupted, it can expose any number of cracks in your relationship. And not working brings the added stress of financial pressure. He further added, for many in the entertainment business, work is also the creative outlet. Without question, losing this outlet can exacerbate issues. Any kind of psychological issue you have starts to be exposed when you're just sitting around your house doing nothing. So certainly this summer has been a season for high profile divorces. Now, Kevin Costner and his wife, they parted after 18 years of marriage. As well, I should also cite here in Canada, the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and his wife. After 18 years of marriage, they made an announcement earlier this week that they were going to be separating as well. And I believe they have 3 kids, 3 children. So it's definitely something is in the air where a lot of these high profile celebrities, and now we have a our prime minister who's separating from his wife, and eventually that's probably going to lead to a divorce, right? So back in July, Kevin Costner, soon to be ex, the judge had ruled that she was going to receive $129,755 per month in child support. Costner will be required to pay the $200,000 in attorney fees and $100,000 in forensic costs. Now, it continues on with Valgara 51. They're also filing for divorce. They were married for 7 years. And it says that she was concerned that, about her stake, if he was going to get some of that 50% of that money. And more details are coming out about that. And then it goes on and on. As you know, there's an ongoing strike, which they believe that is impacting couples who live paycheck to paycheck more than what they have in savings. And I mean, there's Reese Witherspoon, and the list continues. High profile, and not to mention Ariana Grande. We heard that she split from her husband after having an alleged extramarital affair with one of her co-stars, and sort of like that was a ripple effect too, because he was married, and now that marriage has seemed to come to an end as well. So there you have it. It seems that this summer is on the rise for divorces, high profile divorces. And there seemed to be so much going on in the air that is fueling these separations of celebrities and high profile individuals. So I love to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts about the Neo situation. Should he have apologized in the first place? He came back and said, well, hey, that was a PR wrote that apology. I am not apologizing for what I said. He stood on his word. He came back and says, hey, this is what I believe in. This is my opinion, and it doesn't have to be yours. And I think we're all entitled to our opinion, and we should have the right to voice our opinion without any repercussions, right? This is supposed to be free speech that we have in North America, but yet every day it seems to be being censored because one group of individuals feel that they're offended or targeted, and therefore they come out and they go after individuals who voice their opinion, say what they believe, and the next thing is that they're canceled or so-called canceled. And then the story with the young man being slapped by the modern woman. What do you think about that? Was he in the wrong for retaliating or reacting to her and pushing her in the water? I want to hear about that. And then we have the news about the divorces are on the rise. What do you think is causing that? Do you think it's because there's a strike going on in Hollywood, or do you think that there's something else going on, that it's so many people are coming out and saying, well, I want a divorce. And these are high profile individuals with lots of money, lots of influence. Like, what is going on? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I want to hear from you. Share your comments below. And until tomorrow, take care and be well. Bye for now.